Meditation and Spiritual Life, Swami Yatishwarananda. Perception, direct and indirect. The correct Sanskrit word for religion is darshana. The word darshana has a twofold meaning. It means seeing or realization. It also means the path or discipline leading to this realization. By religion, we mean both. The word darshana is also used to mean philosophy. In Hinduism, we have 6 systems of philosophy, and all these are called darshanas. In Hinduism, religion and philosophy have been inseparable and even synonymous. The common aim of both being the intuitive vision of truth, they fulfill each other. As Professor Max Muller has very truly observed, the two have worked together harmoniously in India alone, where religion derives its breadth of vision from philosophy, and philosophy is spirituality from religion. Religion is the practical form of philosophy, and philosophy the rational form of religion. The Hindu philosophers were primarily men of spiritual realization, and therefore their systems, based as they are on transcendental experience, lead to the same goal if followed with sincerity and devotion. Life is a constant interaction between personality and environment. Personality has different levels, so also has environment. The physical body is in touch with the physical world. The mental body is in touch with the mental world. The spiritual body or soul is in touch with the universal spirit or God. The personality can get experience at all these various levels. At whatever level we remain, we take the experiences of that particular level to be true. In our waking state, we see many things that engage our attention completely. In our dreams, also, we perceive many things which are real to us as long as we dream. All this is perception, darshana, but not necessarily true. So the problem is to distinguish right perception from the false one. In Indian philosophy, there is a great deal of discussion about the criterion of valid perception. The scientist wants to know the truth of physical objects. He too has his experimental verification of the facts he perceives. The psychologist has his darshana too. He discovers, with the help of his insight, the laws of thought. The spiritual aspirant wants to have direct experience of God or ultimate reality. This is what is called aparokshanubhuti, immediate experience. We think too much of our sense perceptions. We think we are perceiving the outside things directly. Never. The stimulus comes from outside objects to the eye. From there, the message is carried to the brain and then to the self, which is the knower. There, what an indirect process! And we are accustomed to calling it direct perception. Real direct perception or aparokshanubhuti is that in which truth is directly revealed by the light of the self or Atman. This inner light shines through the mind and the senses. It can also shine by itself. This is superconsciousness. It is sometimes called turiya. Our experience generally covers 3 states of consciousness: Jagrata, waking; Swapna, dreaming; Sushupti, deep sleep. As distinct from these three, there is a fourth state, the Turiya. It is not exactly a state like the other three. It is a form of transcendental consciousness of which the other three states are partial manifestations. In that state, the soul realizes that it is a part of the infinite spirit. Inadequacy of book knowledge. No spiritual practice is to be attempted by reading about it from books. We may, of course, read books by way of information, but we should know what ideas to take up and which ones to leave to themselves. We may read about various kinds of spiritual practice, but we should not try to follow them without first knowing which ones are good for us. We may know of many approaches, and this may expand our mental outlook, but we should know what is the right approach for us. During the early stages of our spiritual life, which is usually a period of experiments, we should proceed slowly, noticing the physical and mental changes that take place in us and adjusting ourselves accordingly. The right method followed by a wrong person brings about bad results. Hence, the aspirant is expected to be properly qualified. But in modern times, anyone may get any book, read about some practice, follow it, and also come to grief. Instructions always differ with individuals. One man's meat may be another man's poison. Each one must follow the law of his being and adjust himself securely to his mental and physical environment. If the superstructure is built on the right foundation, it stands all right, otherwise, it tumbles down. Generally, it is not the truth that we love, but we just love ourselves in something. If we are in love with an idea because it is our idea, not because it represents the truth, and little knowledge is always most dangerous. God is known to him who really knows him to be unknown, and he is unknown to him who thinks he is known. Kena Upanishad. Yasyamatam tasya matam matam yasya na vedasaha avigyatam vigyanatam avigyatam vijanatam sorry avigyatam vijanatam vigyatam avijanatam. That is, God is known to him who really knows him to be unknown, and he is unknown to him who thinks he is known. To a true and steady devotee, the Lord reveals his glory, and the devotee's task is to be in tune with the divine, with the infinite. And then the Lord manifests his glory to him. Just as man tries to approach God, God is ever ready to approach man. An intellectual inquiry into the mysteries of nature made by scientists and philosophers cannot reveal the truth. If you go on trying to find the root cause of things with your intellect, you will find it to be an impossible task. A finer and subtler instrument is needed to cut through the phenomena and realize the truth. It is really very funny. All this phenomenal world, including our body, thoughts, and all. There is no sense, at least it so appears to us. What is the reason for the formless assuming form? It all seems to be without rhyme or reason, because it transcends reason. There is no explanation for this diversified and multiform play of Maya, and none has ever been able to explain it in terms of the relative. On the relative plane, there is absolutely no explanation. Whether you call it God's will, as the Christian does, or Gita, or God's Leela, or sport or play, as the Hindu does, it can never be explained, but it can be transcended. The only ultimate proof of everything is direct perception. If there is a God at all, he must be seen, he must be felt. Mere theorizing will never do. We have to believe in the words of those who have seen him. We have to follow in their footsteps and then verify their experience in our own lives. Mere faith won't do, although it is necessary in the beginning, and as Swami Vivekananda observes in the introduction to his Raj Yoga, if there has been one experience in this world in any particular branch of knowledge, it absolutely follows that that experience has been possible millions of times before and will be repeated eternally. The teacher of the science of yoga, therefore, declared that religion is not only based upon the experience of ancient times, but that no man can be religious until he has the same perception himself. This is the ideal of divine realization we must forever hold on to.